Hi guys, in today's video we're going to compare some images. So I've got two books here. One is printed in standard colour and the other is printed in luxurious colour, premium. Now I'll show you the premium one last because something went wrong with the printing, which was not my fault, it was the printer's. So it's something to be mindful of. This is the test image book of standard colour. Now in this book, that's just a little contents page so I could remind myself of what was what. This is a selection of AI generated images. I just want to see what the quality looked like if they were printed out. Now I haven't made craft paper pads in ages, but there are ways to automate the process. So this here is, I'll just open up my other book so I can read what it is. So this page here on the left hand side was upscaled in PaintShop Pro and it was 22 megabytes. The image on the right hand side was upsampled in PaintShop Pro, so it's the same image but then it was exported as a PNG and I've laid the image 4 times because it was tiling. So it's the same image but tighter. And they both look really good quality. Like I would have no qualms about using this sort of image in a craft paper pad. They're both absolutely spot on. The one on the right where it's 4 images, obviously with the being shrank down, maybe a bit cleaner maybe, but there's no difference to my idiot eyes. This is the image, left hand side image is the one straight from Midjourney. So you can see, to be honest, it's not bad either, but you can see pixelations around the lines. So I wouldn't want to use this for a craft paper pad, but if you were just using it for a normal illustration in a kid's book or something, I don't think the pixelation is that bad. This image on the right hand side is the Midjourney image, but placed 4 times again. And this one I wouldn't have any problems using in a craft paper pad, I don't think. I think it's very clean, no pixelation in the lines, and remember this is standard colour and I think that looks pretty good. And again, so this is, the image on the left is straight from Midjourney. Hopefully you can make it out. It is quite pixelated and quite blurry. This is the same image 4 times on straight from Midjourney, put on 4 times because it is tiling. I think I made these in Midjourney. I may have made a couple in Leonardo. Now this image here, that's the original size of the image exported from Midjourney, and at that size it doesn't look too bad. This is the same image straight from Midjourney, but I've stretched out to the size of the page. It's not a bad image, but if you're looking for something fine, then I wouldn't suggest that. These are the same. Again, original size, straight from Midjourney. That one doesn't look too bad, to be honest. So maybe I'm getting myself confused. Yeah, actually no, so this is Midjourney times 4. So we've got 4 of the original images from Midjourney tiled on the page. And that looks fine. And here we have this again. Right hand side, 4 times Midjourney, original Midjourney. Let's go through and see if I can find some other things. I like this sort of pattern here. It's nice and colourful quite intricate. There's a few different parts. I like that image, and that is 4 copies of an original Midjourney image. So I would have no problem using that. Now these next patterns were made by Repper, which is a website. This is just a photograph. In fact, I think it's the one of these Japanese inspired images put through a pattern maker, and that's the pattern it came up with. If it was a clearer image, it would probably be a better pattern. And again, that's the original tile size. That's the tile stretched over a full page. Now this here is an original Midjourney image, just a superhero prompt. I was in London and I noticed that a lot of people were selling images like this, a superhero with a watercolour splash, so I thought I'd try it. Now these aren't good enough for any sort of fine print work, but they're nice images. This is from Midjourney, and as you can see, I've decided to write on what each one is. So this one on the left is upscaled 2 times in Midjourney itself, and that's a fairly clear image. That's the original regular. Let's hope you can see the difference there. Obviously upscaling takes more credits and it takes longer. You can definitely see a difference in the quality, especially around the shadows. I hope you can pick this up on the camera properly. Around his eyes. Freddie Mercury. So these are the same images as previous. Supergirl. That's upscaled 2 times. The other side's upscaled 4 times. And I'll just look closely myself. There's not really a huge amount of difference, I don't think. Now I want to use a darker image just to see if the printing would pick out the subtle shades. So this is upscaled 4 times in Midjourney, and it is very, very dark. Right hand side's native Midjourney, and there's no doubt about it, a huge difference in quality, but colour wise it still looks a bit muddy. So maybe for these darker images it's better to go for, if you're going to use a more atmospheric picture. Having said that, if this was just in a storybook, it illustrates the point fine. Left hand side upscaled, right hand side not. And here we have another couple of instances of these wave pictures I like so much. Upscaled 4 times in Midjourney, native Midjourney on the right, and you can definitely see a clear difference in pixelation. Right hand side isn't as clear, especially around the lines. The colour, I suppose, it's not really massively noticeable, but around the black outlines you really can't tell. Now these are colouring book images. Again, I wanted to see what the quality was like. So the left hand side is a native picture from DALL-E. Right hand side is the same image vectorized in Illustrator. Now the Illustrator version is much cleaner, of course, but there are times when it gets a bit confused. So where there's shading here on the Midjourney side, it's taken out the shading, but it's added some funny black little vector shapes. Now you could clean them up, or you could leave them as is if you can't be bothered. And this is the vector from Inkscape. Same image, vectorized in Inkscape. Looks very similar. On the right hand side we have a pattern vectorized in Inkscape. I don't know what the prompt was now, but it's It's not a bad pattern, I don't think. Now this is interesting. So this is left-hand side native image from DALL-E 3, which I generated. I like the image. It's a lot of ephemera. That was the prompt, and it's I like it. It's, you can make it out, but there's no doubt pixelations around the outer lines of the images. The right hand side is 16 color vector image made in Illustrator. Much cleaner, but the image is a lot muddier because I only use 16 colors. Again, right hand side, an image from DALL-E 3. You can make it what it is, but it is pixelated. Right hand side is a hi-fi grayscale vector from Illustrator. And it's obviously less pixelated, but it's a lot more muddy because there's no gradient to the color. It's just changes into blocks, more or less. On this image, the 16 color vector worked pretty well because there's not so much nuance in the coloring. The colors are kind of flat. Now I did do the same images with like 256 color, but the page was absolute, like the size of the file was massive. That's a native DALL-E 3. That was a I think that was a Steampunk colouring book page, which is ridiculous. A Steampunk, sorry. DALL-E 3, 30 colour vector in Infinity. The DALL-E 3 image isn't too bad. There are pixelations, but you know, if you were to make the image smaller, that would help. 30 colour vector. It makes it cleaner. It makes it less pixelated, but a lot muddier. DALL-E 3 image of a Christmas colouring book scene. Pixelated. I'm sure people would use that straight, like, would use this in a book, but I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it in a colouring book. This is the grayscale vector, and again, it does well with the black outlines, but when it comes to Jesus's face, it kind of disappears because it's not. I don't know, maybe the original image isn't strong enough. And here we have a pirate cat in DALL-E 3. It generated a good image, but the pixelation's bad. The colouring isn't too bad when you think of quality, the quality of the standardised colouring option. That's the 16 colour vector. Now that doesn't look too bad. I like the look of that. But again, you can see at the top of the mouse here, it loses something because it can't differentiate between the change in colour, so it just stops suddenly. Again, DALL-E 3 grayscale vector. The DALL-E 3 image is fine but pixelated. And in this clear, where it's a clear black and white image, the vectoring works well. But on something like this, where there's a bit more shading, perhaps doesn't work as clearly. So it's a zombie picnic. Original on the left hand side, 30 colour vector on the right hand side. So it's it's got a palette of 30 colours and it's matching them as best it can, but you lose like the gradient of the shading. And here we just have some more images to fill the rest of the book. Left hand side, 30 colour vector. Previously we did the 16. 30 colour looks perfect. Watercolour pattern, Midjourney native. Midjourney upscale 4 times. And then this is a 1035 colour vector on the right hand side. not bad images. I think really the thing that lets down this sort of book is the quality of the paper. The paper is terrible. On the premium colour you do get a slightly thicker paper, but I'll show you what went wrong on that in a second. So that's the end of that book. Now this book is the same as that, so I won't go through the images as much, if at all, but because the standardised colour you've got to have like 40 odd pages I think, so that's a bigger book. I had to fill the back pages in with more images. This, look at that, what's happened there? It's gave it a full on, every page is covered in blue, and I was looking at this and I was thinking, no, that's not bad, because I got these books probably in November last year with the intention of doing a video. Didn't get round to it, and it was dark. I was downstairs. We only have a low light to have a nice ambience. So I was looking at this, and there was a darkened room, and I was thinking, oh, that doesn't look too bad. But then when you compare it with what the image should be, you think, what the flipping hell's happened there? So you can't really have a direct comparison. It's insane. And it's a shame because a lot of these images are pretty good. So the image quality is fine. It's just the color quality, and that's obviously a problem with the printer, because these two images books were made from the same beginning file. So what can we do about that? Nothing. I could have sent the book back and got a refund. I got it reprinted. I should have really reported it, but I didn't, because it slipped my mind. Also, that should have been Kanagawa. Don't mock me for me spelling. So that's it. That's the comparison of the two books. It's hard. It's hard because this book here, it didn't come out well. Now, if I made this book and a customer ordered it and got this shoddy printing, what could you say? You've got no control over that. You've got control over the images you put in, and you do your best to create better quality images by upscaling and vectorizing. But then that gets sent out. But then when it comes to the actual quality of the Midjourney images, when they're vectorized and upscaled, this book is a good indicator of what you're going to get. And if you want to go the easiest way, I think the best way, the simplest way, the way that's going to take you less time, is to use the native Midjourney image and use it 4 times across your page. That way you're only using one credit, you're not upscaling, you're not wasting your credits all your time that way, you're just using the same image 4 times. And if you tile it, which Midjourney tiles very well, DALL-E doesn't, and Leonardo tiles very well. Put on 4 images, sorry, in a tile, and they'll be better. You could even shrink it down to 9 images if you want to, a row of 3 threes. So yeah, disappointed that I couldn't do a full comparison with the standard colour and the premium colour. Very annoyed, but I think the standard colour for things like these patterns is going to be fine. What I might do is I might request another copy of this book, and then I'll do another comparison when it arrives. The print preview for this book is absolutely fine. There's none of this disgusting blue hue everywhere, so that's annoying. And I think my next book, craft paper pad, might be Japanese inspired AI created papers. So thanks for watching. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. Hopefully I'll get a few more videos uploaded this month. I know I've been a bit sparse with my uploads, but I'll try and get back on it. Yep, here it is. In summary, standard colour, Midjourney, use the image 4 times and you'll get a good book. If you're going to use colour and book images, vectorize them first. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.